Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently, apparently, dragging this around. Fantastic. That's excellent. It is currently 1989, and of course by that I mean we have 1989 political power. It is 1950. Okay, so we're going to be continuing our research here for the next little while. We came off of speed 5 again. That's interesting. Let's boost that back on up. Fantastic. I must be accidentally hitting this button or something when I'm... Actually, that is very close to my stop recording button. I must be accidentally hitting that at the end of the episode. Okay, so let's take a quick look at... I did restart the game here in between episodes. Well, it's a new day. Let's take a quick look here at whether we are good on our manpower here or not. We are! So what's causing that then? That's interesting. That's very interesting. I want to check something. Let's wait until one of these finish up, and then I'm going to try just restarting the game with saving the game, restarting, and loading in that save, and see if just that does it. There must be something that's causing this, right? I want to know what. We do have outdated equipment in production. This is not shocking. We are making some CA-17s. We're going to make some kangaroos instead. Beautiful. So we'll get those online. And yeah, we are low on our manpower, that's for sure. Pact of Rome is starting to push into the Central Powers. We kind of like this. More specifically, what we want here is for these guys to fight each other and spend a bunch of manpower, and for nothing really to happen. There's been some progress made here by the North American Union. Not good progress, but there has been progress. And there's fighting happening over here now too. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on that development. Anything else that we should be really aware of? Not really right now. Okay. So that sounds good. Our Fighter 3s are now being produced. And we're eventually going to need to swap those over to Naval Fighter 3s. Now, we are currently researching the Fairy Firefly. That will be done in just 12 days here. That's very quick. So that'll be fine. Our 1944 carrier hull will be finishing soon too. The German Netherlands just capitulated to the British. As a German Basque country. So the British are trying to land over here again. Now they've tried this before down here. They previously got kicked out quite quickly. We'll see if that continues to happen here. But we're seeing some signs of weakness over here. And over here. And over here. With the Central Powers. It seems like all of these guys, although they're all at war, they've all decided to focus on the Central Powers. Yeah. That seems to be what's going on here. Interesting. They're not really spending resources on each other and are instead going after the Central Powers, and then they'll hash it out with each other afterwards, I'm sure. So that's definitely a thing that is happening. It is now the year 2000. I'm never going to give up on that joke. Fantastic. The Fairy Firefly is now complete. Beautiful. So we're going to switch over to the Albacore. That'll be done in 81 days. And we're going to stop producing the CAC Kangaroos already. And we're going to produce just the Fireflies. We want carrier Fighter 3s here. Beautiful. Now we do have a bunch of really terrible planes in our reserves. No doubt about that. Those will get burned through very quickly in the war. So that's fine. We're also going to be finishing up our... what was I going to say? Our carrier hulls here very soon. And we should be able to get our carrier good to go. I think. We're only at 33 naval experience right now. But I think we'll be able to get that done. So that should be good. And we do have 5 dockyards that we can put to work on carriers immediately. Now, I'm not sure how we're going to do on our actual supplies. How are we doing on deploying these? Okay, so we're at 42% here. This will be done on 7 May. Sure. And these others will be after, right? 22 July and 22 July. Okay. Sounds good. I don't want to show decommission templates. There we go. Fantastic. So we'll take a look at that soon. We can see that the British are getting pushed out of here. Okay. This isn't super shocking. Not much pushback over here in this Greece area, though. Maybe a little bit. But I think that the Central Powers are showing signs of weakness. Let's take a look at the German Empire here. They currently have 3 to 6 million manpower. Now, all of this that they captured up here, it is giving them some manpower, but not much at this point. Okay. They have 5 to 13 million men deployed. That's a lot of men, no doubt about that. And they're trying to push back on this front as well. So in general, the Central Powers are attempting to project strength right now, which generally doesn't bode well for them. We'll see how that ends up going. But for now, we are not doing much here. Well, we're going to have this carrier hull done in 7 days, so that's good. Once that finishes, then we will continue to work on, like, cruiser hulls, probably. Or submarine hulls, maybe. Something like that. We have a lot of researches over here we still want to do. Yeah, we should probably get our submarines online. That's what I'm thinking next. So for that, we would need snorkels. And just these hulls. So that's not too bad. 1 day left here. The carrier hull finishes now. Let's go ahead and grab that 1936 submarine hull. There we go. And we are then going to put into queue here a 1944 carrier hull with a variant. And we're going to run, I think, additional hangar space. There we go. And then we're going to run hangar space. Then we're going to run hangar space. These are going to be kind of glass cannons. They're not really designed to fight. So we can put additional this is a lot of hangar space. Is this too much hangar space? Maybe. Maybe we should put a couple of units of deck armor on here. And then an anti-air 2, of course. And then we'll put a radar 4 on. A top-tier engine. And for our secondary, we'll put in a dual-purpose secondary battery. Yeah, that also gives us some anti-air. So that's what we'd want here. Something kind of like this. A little bit of armor. We can hold up to 75 planes. And we've got ourselves our radar here. Our integrated fire control radar. Yes. Cool. And then our batteries are all focused on anti-air. Beautiful. So that's going to cost us 3 more experience than we have. Oof. 3 experience. Okay. We're going to come back to this then, and I want to look at our Carrier Fighter 3 here, because this is a Firefly, but it's a base Firefly. I want to bump up the reliability of this thing, as well as the range, and the engine, and the weapons. Cool. That's going to cost 700? That's a lot. Okay. I didn't expect that it would cost quite that much. What's a little bit more economical here? Maybe we should just make base levels for now and bank up our air experience. Or we could work our way up here. Have this be around here. Save that. Or actually, yeah, save that here. Okay. So that's the Firefly Mark 1. Then, if we wanted to modify that and max that out, in theory, that would cost 375. That's much more manageable. Okay, so we'll definitely do that. Beautiful. Okay, so we needed 43 naval experience here. So we need to wait like 4 days. Cool. We'll get that online as soon as we can. So let's get that remade now that we've closed it. We're going to have to remake it. So let's build ourselves a variant of the 44 carrier hull. We know that we had 2 hangar spaces here. And then we had a deck armor here. And then we had a hangar space and a deck armor. Like that. And then anti-air 2, carrier engine 4, radar 4, and this was a dual-purpose secondary battery. Like this. Cool. And we'll start producing those. With 5 of our... Okay. How short are we? Pretty short on steel. That's for sure. Well, we'll go ahead and get what steel we can, as well as a little bit more chromium here. So what does that put us at for our construction? Yeah, that dropped us down quite a bit. I'm not shocked about that. These carriers are very expensive. When is that going to be put to sea? 18 September 1951. That's not too bad. Now, eventually, I'd like to get 10 dockyards working on the destroyers. But for now, that's obviously not really an option. I was really hoping we get more region-wide industrial integrations, but apparently that's not a thing that we get from here on. That makes me sad. The early heavy ship hull is finishing up now, and we are going to grab from here the inclined belt armor scheme. There we go. That'll be done in 85 days. The ferry albacore in 23. We're going to be pretty short on our actual production numbers here. We're going to have to back off on our modern tank production. I think that's pretty clear. Like, we could back this off to around 8. 8 factories there. That's a possibility. I'm not sure it's a good possibility, but it is a possibility. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do something along those lines. Okay. Are these guys about deployed? They're at 90%. Cool. So once that finishes up, we'll run a quick test and see if we can replicate the manpower thing that's going on. I don't know. I'll try doing exactly what I've been doing. Oh, wow. 4 months worth. Okay. Sure. Well, this will be finishing up soon, and all of this manpower will be eaten. But let's see if we can replicate getting this to fill up. It's been happening consistently, so I'm just wondering what exactly is going on here. We'll find out. Well, maybe we'll find out. Hopefully I can, well, not necessarily hopefully I can replicate it, but hopefully I can isolate what's happening. Because I really don't feel like that's supposed to be happening. We just spent like 600 manpower. Interesting. There's the ferry albacore done. So now we're going to get our Barracuda. Cool. So we'll get that going. And we now have the 25th Infantry Division here. So you can see we went down to 0 manpower. And in here, we're at 634 manpower for this infantry division. Cool. So here's what I've been doing. Save the game. There we go. Go through the spiel about exiting, of course, first. Stop the recording, which I am not going to do this time. But we'll exit the game. Yes. Okay. And with the game exited here, let me fire it back up as soon as Steam realizes that it's closed. There we go. Play Hearts of Iron 4. And we will resume. It'll fire up here. OBS will take a second to latch into the actual game. Any moment now. There we go. And we're loading in. I'm doing this completely uncut without... I would often, like, pause the recording here and cut out this loading portion, but I want to do it completely uncut, and let's just see if this is full. It shouldn't be. based on my understanding. We'll see if it happens, because it's been happening. If this doesn't work, then that's what it's supposed to do, but at the same time, I'll be confused. Let's find out. Okay. That's interesting. So, this is how it's supposed to work. Why hasn't it been working this way up until this point? Maybe I'm on the wrong track on what's causing it. I don't know. I'll give that some thought, and we'll try to figure that one out. But that's going to be like a long-term strategy. What's going on over here? Huh. Germany's being attacked on a lot of different sides. Okay. That's fine. That's good for us. We want that. So the submarine hull is going to finish up here. Now, we don't really have the naval experience or the dockyards to get all of these naval things online. I'd love to take over the Republic of Indonesia. I don't really think that that's something we can do. They are not very democratic. Okay. Well, we'll select a technology to research here, and we're going to work for now on our basic submarine snorkel. There we go. Cool. So that'll get finished up there. The Ferry Barracuda is going to be done here shortly, and then we'll grab the Firebrand after that. So that'll be the naval bomber. And that'll be fine. We're banking up our air experience for right now. We need a lot of air experience. But that's okay. We're banking that for the moment. And we're banking our Navy experience. We need a good amount of that as well. We need like another... Well, we need battleships, we need cruisers, and we need subs. So figure like 50 each. So we need like a total of 150 naval experience. That's going to be like a little over a year. Okay. That's not too bad, really, all things considered. Well, that's going to be like a year and a half, almost. Little under a year and a half. So that's fine. No real problem there. We can attack the Japanese. I don't think that's a great idea just yet. We'll see about that later on. So we're 32 days away from our inclined belt armor scheme. I mean, that'll be good. We're going to be running battleships, not battle cruisers. So that'll be done in 29 days here, but we just generally have a lack of factories for the moment. That's for sure. We're working on some railroads. And it'll take time to get all that finished up, and all this as well. We need to start thinking about expansion soon, though. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to keep up with our production. Now, we definitely can back off on our modern tank chassis. I think that's definitely something that we can do. Our Fighter 3s are ramping up production. We're going to need 2 factories for our bombers as well. So that's going to be quite a thing. Are we currently trading for this right now? No. We are trading from the Republic of Indonesia. Sure. This is not going well for the British Empire over here, that's for sure. How is the North American Association doing over here? They've stalled, but they've gained some territory. Cool. And Britain keeps trying to invade here and here, and keeps getting pushed back out, which is hilarious. We must mount a rescue operation. Oh, I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be fine. There will be no problem. None at all. 10 days on the inclined belt armor scheme. And I just keep coming back to this and thinking, if that's not what's causing it, how can we reproduce this? It's been consistent. So what am I doing differently? The only thing that I can think of is stopping the recording. Maybe I'll do some testing on that after we're done with this episode. That shouldn't be causing this under any circumstances. Like, I cannot think of a universe in which that would matter. Okay, that's the heavy ship hull. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I really can't think of a reason why that would be causing our... Like, that would be a really weird bug to manifest, right? Stopping recording, filling up the manpower of training divisions. That'd be really strange. Now I'm honestly more curious about what's causing this than I am interested in going to war, I'll be honest. We're going to go to war. That is a thing that's going to happen. But I'm most curious in that. I don't know. There's clearly something that is different from when I'm ending the episodes from what I just did, right? That's very clear. I need to try to isolate what that is. So I think I'll work on that after this episode is done. We'll see if we can find anything. The basic submarine snorkel finishes up. It also might have something to do with how long we run the time in any particular session. That's actually an interesting experiment. Because we saved and reopened partway through this episode, if it doesn't happen this time, then that might have an effect on it. We'll watch for that, starting up next episode, for sure. We'll see how that goes. If that's related to it, then we might be able to fix it in some way by doing like a mid-episode restart. I don't know. I would pause the video for that and we just load back in. But that'd be weird. Of course, this whole situation is weird. So there we are. There we are. There we are. This is a completely unmodified version of the game, for the record. I'm not running any mods, and I believe it probably would have said the checksum at the beginning to prove that. But can we see the checksum from the pause menu in this game? No. You can in some Paradox games, but not this one. This is a completely unmodified version, and we can hop back to the menu to prove that near the end of this episode. So that'll be fine. So Ferry Barracuda will be done in 45 days here. I think that that's not going to finish before the end of the episode, actually. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in the end of the episode here. We're going to make a save. There we go. So we save right here. This will be the save that we load up. And let's exit back to the menu to look at the checksum. Okay. So back to the menu we go. And 22D5. So that should be the unmodified version of the current version of the game. I don't actually know what the current version's checksum is, but because this is unmodified, it's 22D5. That is the current version. Fantastic. So yeah, I'll be checking to see... Actually, we can theoretically, like, load back in right now? I don't expect this to fill it up, but we can check. We can check. And then we'll see if it fills up once we get to the next episode. Yeah, these are not even started. This is how it's supposed to be. Okay, cool. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Ken2In, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Raw Potato, El Michi Nazi, Justin Everett, Emiliano Cambron, Martin Lawrence, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.